I'm the prophetic plant. I wanted to tell you a little story about me in hopes that maybe it would help you make sense of some things about your own life. So, the first thing that I want to tell you about me is I came home with this family and they put me in this really small pot. And I thought it was okay. They thought it was okay. But maybe like some of you, they really didn't know much about me. They just heard about me and thought that it would be a good idea to have me in their house. So they brought me in their house and they put me in this little pot. And I started to grow. But the pot was too small for me. And I think they noticed because sometimes they would walk by and look at me kind of strange. And they would say, I think it needs to be in a bigger pot. But they never gave me room to grow. They would have moved me to a bigger pot. And so they left me in the little pot. And so I started trying to grow. I started trying to flourish. I started trying to build in spite of the fact that I was super, super constricted and I couldn't really grow like I wanted to. And so eventually I outgrew that pot. But by the time they moved me to another pot, this is what I looked like. So even though they put me in a bigger pot, I was all jumbled up, all messed up. It's not really my fault because I was just trying to fit the pot that they put me in. It's not really my fault. I just tried to fit the pot they put me in. But as you can see, I became a complete mess. All jumbled, still trying to grow, but in a small, restricted space. So now, what can they do? They put me in a bigger pot, but this pot still isn't big enough for me. I don't fit in this pot. There's way too much of me to fit in this little bitty pot. I got too much potential. I got too much growth. I got too much inside of me. I'm waiting to burst out. I got new ideas. I got new vision. I got new dreams. All of this stuff inside of me just waiting to have a place to grow, to flourish, to spill over, to be released. But they got me in this little bitty pot. So here I am, all mangled, all tied up, all messed up, all jumbled up. So it looks like my potential isn't even what it is because my pot is too small. So now, what are they going to have to do? They can toss me aside, say I'm not worth anything, all because they put me in this little bitty pot. Life did this to me. It wasn't, everything about this wasn't my choice. They brought me home with them and they put me in this pot. But here I am trying to grow, trying to flourish, but this pot is too small. This pot will never allow me to live my potential. And you see, they gave me this thing. They started trying to wrap me around this thing and point me upward, but they didn't even take the time to guide me. No instructions, no attention to how I was already trying to grow, no attention to what I was already doing and all of the diversity and individuality and everything that was put inside of me to shine and grow and flourish. They still want to do it their way by putting me on this thing, tying it up, moving it up, trying to guide me. I don't know where to go. All this time, I just been trying to grow. I just been trying to survive, guys. I just been trying to live. But they got me in this little bitty pot. And now they're blaming it on me. They're saying it's my fault. You all jumbled, you all messed up. What's wrong with you? Why are you growing like that? I grew the only way I knew how. I tried to fit in the space you gave me. I tried to be who you told me to be. I tried to fit in. I tried to only do what you said I should do. I tried to couch my potential down. I tried to act like I was small. I tried to be small. I tried to pretend. But I was just trying to grow. But you wouldn't give me the space to grow. You wouldn't give me the room to grow. And so now I'm a big jumbled mess. So now what are you going to do? Conversation now is, should we toss it? Is there anything left? Can these dry bones live? I think that's an expression I heard somewhere before. Now you're looking at me trying to decide. But now you let me grow all out of whack. The only way to help me live at this point is you're going to have to break me. I have to be broken in some places. Some things are going to have to go. Some things are going to have to stay. But there's no way I'm going to be able to flourish in this pot that's too small and being allowed to just grow in this tangled mess. So I'm going to have to let some things go. There's some new things that have come in my life that I might even have to lose. But there's lots of old things because this just ain't right. See those brown leaves? They've been there a long time. We got history. But they choking me. They choking the life out of me. You see, even my new leaves, they're trying to grow, they're trying to flourish, but the brown ones choking out. They're choking out the nutrients. They're choking out the life out of me. We got history, but it ain't a good history. And so, what are they going to have to do? They're going to have to break me. They're going to have to take the best parts of me and rebuild me from the ground up. And in order for that to happen, I got to get in a bigger pot. I got to get where I belong, in a bigger pot. They put me in this, tried to make me too small. I'm bigger than this. I know I'm bigger than this. So I wanted to share my story with you. I'm the prophetic pot. And the question for you is, did somebody put you in a spot? Did somebody put you in a place that's too small for you? But you tried to grow, you tried to flourish. Maybe you come from a bad family background. Maybe you don't even know who your parents are. Maybe you were adopted. Maybe you were raped. Maybe you were molested. Whatever your story is, at the end of the day, we're just all trying to survive, right? So you might have to be broken a little bit to get better. You may have to let some of those old parts, some of those old stories, some of those old friends, some of those old things that you're leaning on, some of those addictions, some of those things that you're leaning on to not deal with the fact that you're broken and mangled and twisted. You might have to let some of those things go because they're choking out the life of you. And at the end of the day, the only saving grace is that you start pointing yourself upward. Start pointing yourself upward toward the sun. Because the sun will give you life. The sun will give you new life. And the sun will give you everything that you need to flourish and to grow. So I'm the prophetic pot. Maybe your life looks like mine. Maybe you're all mangled, tangled. Submit yourself to the potter. Submit yourself and point yourself toward the sun. And see, won't he make something beautiful out of you?